This is Rap the News, and this is me understanding God. This is how I understand God. And so, the first thing I want to let people know is that I aspire to be into the highest heaven. I just don't want to just get in. Living just enough for the city. Or, I aspire to have a high ranking with God, like Gabriel, Michael, not just to be some ordinary person that just exists. So me trying to understand God is to look at the tools that He already gave us to comprehend things with, And so I have to think, if I was the creator and I was to create things out of nothing, everything that God already came up with is amazing, because all it was darkness or, nothing. And then you came up with oceans, and you came up with this and love, and all the things that you came up with was awesome. And so I congratulate God on His wonderful creation. The next thing I will look at is creation appreciation. Does my creation respect and stand up in awe of me? And most important, do they admire me as creator? If I created a creature and it hated me and did the opposite of everything I love, I would probably destroy it. That leads me to free will. What I want to create a creation that just obeyed me and did everything that I ordered it to do. It's kind of like the angels. Or would I would want a creation that had its own free will, but did things out of the love of their heart towards me. I would give them a choice. I would probably do the exact same thing that God did. And so it's like if you had a dog and you had to taser and beat the dog and choke the dog out for the dog to do what was right and to appreciate you and love you, and he was doing it out of fear, that would be kind of like a depressing, disgusting thing. But if the dog naturally loved you and he went and fetched the ball, brought you the newspaper, brought you your drink and everything else, like dogs, you can train dogs to do, but the dog just did it out of love, and every time you come, the dog is just, standing in awe waiting for you. That would be an amazing thing. You would love that creature more. If I was a creator, then the next thing I would look for in the creation that loved me is what would they do for me. Like, okay, you created a creation, but will they do something? And that's why we serve God. Because even though I'm God and I need nothing, the gesture of offering something to me, the creator out of the love of your heart, will be breathtaking. So a close thing that I can come up to describing is when I was living with one of my friends, and I was down on my luck. So I was staying with him for a little while, going to college, whatever I was doing back then. And him and his friends went out one day, and they came back, and I let them in and stuff like that, and they had some box, and I said, "Where'd you guys go?" And they go, "Oh, we went and checked out some shoes, man. I bought some new shoes, check them out." And so he opened his box, and he had some kind of like high top shoes in there, and they were some nice looking shoes. He said, "Check them out, they light, they this, they that. These are some awesome shoes, huh?" I said, "Yeah, they pretty sweet, man." And then he said, "How you like them?" I said, "I love them, man. They cool." And he said, "Well, I didn't buy me any shoes." I said, "What you talking about?" "There's right here." He said, "No." "Who's holding them?" And I put the shoes down. I was like, "These are your shoes." He's like, "No, I bought those for you." And then I was like shocked, like, why would he do that? Either he gay or he a real compassionate person. You know what I mean? Because but he shocked me with that. That was shocking. He said he looked at the shoes on my feet and they were wore out, and he went with his friends and went and bought me some shoes. Plus I was already staying in his house. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, so I would check to see if my creation had the ability to care, if that was a nature or a choice I programmed into them. So we know we have the nature to care or to hate or be mad or be happy. All of this is programmed into us, and we can make choices. what would get my goat if I had a creation that couldn't stand my guts? That would bother me. I created you and you can't stand me. And angrily yelled out, why was I created? Even though those things were created into them, I would have to say, why don't they choose to be grateful? Because that's also created into them. When I created them with the ability to love and show gratitude, why would they choose to hate of their own life and my other creation? That would be a damning thing, wouldn't it? Like, you created something, and then all of a sudden this creation hates your damn guts and don't want to have nothing to do and try to get as far away from you as possible. What would you do with that creation? Would I create a creation to just sit around and be spoiled? And get fat off the gifts that I keep supplying it? Would you? No, I would have it work just enough to appreciate what it had. And the creation that I would elevate would be the ones that were more useful to the other things that I created. Like they see fit to just help the other creation out. Right? What would I do if I had an ungrateful creation that was bent on the destruction of all the good things that I created and bent on leaning towards only the meanest evil side of itself? Would you not create a place that is meant or mean like them? So if you think of evil, mean, wicked people, then you got an evil, mean, wicked place. And if you got people that's been on the destruction of others, like the murderer, the hater, the despiser, and they killing your spirit and they killing your soul and they killing the flesh and the body, what would you do with that creation? Would you not create a place that kills it over and over and over again so they can understand that maybe they don't want to kill and destroy everything because maybe they like their life? Why are people pleading in hell and crying in hell? Is it because of the pain? Then why would they put other people through pain? Why are they pleading for their life? Because they don't want to get destroyed? Why don't they want to die? Then why would you want to kill somebody? You know what I mean? Why would you want to corrupt somebody? And this is me understanding God. I used to think God was mean, like some boss that's giving commands and ordering you around and it's got so much to do and you couldn't possibly just do all of this stuff, And then after a while I started looking at God as a friend because he could stop me from breathing. He can stop me from walking. I could have been crippled. I could have been killed. It's a whole lot of times I almost died, But he allowed me to live. He could have just tortured me for all my ingratitude and threw flaming darts at me, for his own amusement. And then I have to ask him, what does he want from me? What if my creation started loving the other things that I created instead of me? The closest thing I could come up with is if you had a girlfriend and you loved that girl with all your heart and she was more interested in her brother or your neighbor. How would that make you feel? And what would you do if here you taking care of them, you loving them, and they hate your damn guts, or they don't appreciate you to the point where they just love something else? What if they love the dog more than you? You know what I mean? You got to think of these things. If you were creator, and it's like, how can you say you love God and you won't even take the time out to try to understand Him? It's like we have to learn how to show empathy. And God has given us animals. He has given us each other. He has given us good, bad, and night and day, everything to contemplate creation and Him as creator. On. And so most people will not contemplate. They just biding their time, twiddling their thumbs until they get destroyed. Anyway. If she was more interested in my brother, how would that make me feel? And what would I do? I would get rid of them and only stick with the ones who simply just love me out of honor and respect. That's what you would do. Why expect something different from God? God tried to make you understand by putting these things in your life. There's a lot more that I ponder on, but I want you guys to tell me some of the things that you might ponder on, or some of the things that you got out of this, or did you gain anything from this at all? Shalom.